Yo guys, sorry, you already know that today we are back playing some more Triangle Strategy. On the last time we finished chapter 16, and it doesn't have a part next to it, so I think we might be jumping into chapter 17. We did a fight in the mines that was put on the back burner for a little bit, but we, checked out what was happening there as Frost was guarding something secretive in there, and we found out that there was a bunch of salt crystals. So, everything's kind of coming full circle, and I don't exactly know where we're going next from here, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to keep playing. So, let's go ahead and get the little recap from the game as we go on to the next chapter or part. I mean, let's see. I don't want to assume it too much.
Deep in the Grand Norzelian mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt. Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolford gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the next move is going to be. It probably will involve a decision of some sort. We shall see. Chapter 17, part 1. Okay, yeah, we are in chapter 17. Very cool. Alright, so we should have a mock battle ready to do soon. I will do some story stuff first, because we just had a battle.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to the end of this game, because we are getting closer. I think this game has somewhere from like 20 to 21 chapters, somewhere around there, and like we're at 17, so depending on how quickly we get through this, I might be able to get to the end of the game, which, I've been playing this for a while, so I'm just sort of at that point where I'm just like, oh, I'm ready to end a game and start something new. But I want to enjoy all the combat that I can while it's here.
Alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold them.
That is true, although I don't think people know yet, or well, no, I guess that's Frost does, so.
On us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
Yeah, and all it takes is one person to tip them off.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Frost go quietly into the night.
Yeah.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret.
That's a good point. I actually like that.
Protect the salt as ours, or find another way to use it. We must act soon.
Yeah, we are in quite a pickle. If only we could find a way to just equally share it among everybody or something. Well, I don't know.
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
Yeah.
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Don't worry, Benedict. I'm sure you're going to get your way anyway, because everything you want is what the game sort of defaults to.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me? Whatever it may be.
I was named Lord of House Wolford long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven. And I've been your friend even longer still.
Say no more. Take the others to Castle Wolford and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzant.
Alright, I feel like the story's progressing in a way that Hyzant is going to hear about this and come knocking at our door, being like, hey, as a member of the Saintly Seven, you need to give some of that salt to us, or pretend it doesn't exist, or destroy it all, or I don't know, something crazy. And then when we refuse, it's fighting time.
Until we meet again.
But maybe something will happen in the meantime, I don't know. But this is part 1, so I assume there's a decision that is going to be made that affects what we do. So let's see what that is about. Wow, we have 3 character stories and some main stuff here. Alright, it is story time. Let's do one of these, and then we'll do the character stories, and then we'll do the other main story thing. Oh gosh. There's a lot of people. A lot of soldiers.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate.
Yeah, we really have not, like, set foot, like, up in Esfrost, like, at all. I know there was one time earlier in the game that we had the chance to, and then we didn't. But, like, we really have not really seen that much of Esfrost.
To tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian mines.
Yep, so here's the big announcement.
Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolfort is led by one of the Saintly Seven of Hyzant. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront.
I know that, like, everybody is probably just being, like, really respectful, and it's just, like, you know, your leader is, like, saying this stuff, but I'm surprised that there is so much just, like, ah, yeah, there's other assault. Because this is, like, a huge revelation to everybody else. And so everybody that is hearing it for the first time, it's surprising that they're just like, yeah, I understand everything you're saying.
They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Esfrost if we are to counter this grave threat.
Honestly, is Hyzant really, like, ruling, like, do they have a reign of tyranny for, like, anybody outside of Hyzant? Because, like, they only really control the people inside of Hyzant, and even then, most of the people there are, like, fine with it, and then, yeah, I mean, there's some people that aren't, but, like, are they really, like, doing bad stuff outside of Hyzant, or I don't know. I don't really know.
Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The duchy has never been in a more precarious position, but we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king.
Except for you all need to bend your knee to me.
We shall greet our enemies at Twins Gate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death's Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Esfrost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a really good scene. Yusuf really knows how to get his people going.
Oh yes, the Death's Knell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
Ooh, is Farog, like, messing with it to make it not work properly? Interesting. So we may have somebody on the inside helping us out. Although, it's so weird, because I do think that both Esfrost and Hyzant are, like, not necessarily in the right for a lot of their decisions. So I don't even know, in that conflict, who I, like, would be rooting for more. I have no idea. But alright, let's do these character stories. First one up is Gila. I saw the first one with Milo, and I was like, I'm saving that for the last one, because that one might be the most interesting.
It's become late. We best keep an eye out for bandits.
You have a warrior's intuition. You needn't worry. I won't let us come to harm.
It takes no great intuition to see that this world is falling ever deeper into chaos. The reasons, however, remain elusive. Will we see our way safely through this darkness? I cannot say.
We have naught but our duty, and mine is to Prince Roland, whatever might become of House Wolfort.
I find your perspective refreshing. Although it may be direct, you walk the path you've chosen with confidence.
Yep, that was respectful.
On the other hand, I often feel that I'm fumbling.
No.
I had thought Gustadov to be a man of reason. But now I see that he will not hesitate to employ deceit to achieve his goals. In a manner of speaking, he and I are not so different. I, too, once hoped to have the influence to change the nation. At least, I told myself so. Really, all I wanted was to be free. And Frederica was simply a means to that end. As long as I had what I wanted, I had no great concern for what became of her.
Gila,
That's kind of harsh to, like,
But this
say out
war
loud.
has caused me to reconsider that. I realize that Frederica herself is worth caring for.
I mean, that's big to just, like, admit, like, and say that, and say, like, that, you know, that you've changed. But, I mean, I can also understand that perspective, depending on how things were, so, you know.
She's not the sheltered princess I took her to be. Her wits are a match even for Benedict. She surprised me and shamed me. I was wrong to underestimate her, to define her by her birth and station. She represents my greatest failures as a teacher, but also my greatest success. For she has truly taken my lessons to heart. I see now there is no shame in serving another, and no shame in sacrificing my freedom for something greater. Oh, but perhaps I've shared overmuch. For some reason, I find it easy to talk with you.
the feeling is mutual. You are not so aloof as I thought.
Yeah, they both occupy very similar roles as, you know, as they are protecting or with, like, a member of royalty, and even though their actual roles are a little bit different, they do fill a similar role to their each individual person. But a really interesting conversation.
I've just had a thought. When the war is behind us, I may very well open my own school. Of course, you would be welcome to join me. I would be master of the classroom, and you could be master of the training yard. We could teach our students the art of hawksmanship. Our riders would be first class. What should our school be named? You will come and teach.
You did not say a single thing, and you're already planning every facet of this school. I love it.
Not half so aloof as I thought.
She didn't say no. Okay. You might have something there. That was good. I like that one a lot. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, okay, so I'm with Huette. Okay. Maybe we'll get to see Huette talk a little bit more. She didn't really actually fulfill that much of a role in that conversation. It was mostly Gila focused, which, you know, as it makes sense to be. Yeah, you better never miss it in battle ever again.
At it again, eh? You know, even the Dawn Spear set down his weapon on occasion.
We are at war. I cannot hope to end it by being idle.
Spoken like a true member of the Kingsguard. You lot were always too serious for my tastes.
We were not serious enough. Where is the king we were meant to protect now? What will become of his kingdom?
That is a fair question.
King Regna and Crown Prince Franny are no more. Only Roland and Cordelia remain. When I think of how lonely my charge must feel, I almost feel smothered by the guilt.
If he's lonely, he hides it well. Could be that losing his princely obligations has lifted a weight off his shoulders.
How early can this happen? Because he's kind of got more responsibilities because he's kind of like the king now. So I don't know when this conversation is supposed to happen, but it's happening a lot later than I think the game intended.
And who are you to speak on his feelings? His father ever doted on Franny. He knew precious few moments of his mother's love before she passed. Even so, he tried his utmost to never show weakness in front of his sister. He was there for her in the worst of times. There was never a place near the throne for him. Truth be told, Sir Maxwell was more of a father to him than anyone. I'd like to think I have been more than his guard. Oftentimes, I felt like his confidant.
I gotta say, Sir Maxwell has not, like, shown up at all. He was presumably dead, but we found no body. And I have reason to believe that he is alive, but he has not shown up in the story at all. Which is interesting.
As I said before, my prince, he is more than my companion. He is the truest friend I could ask for.
A true friend? I must admit, I envy your relationship.
My prince, I did not mean to.
'Tis nothing to apologize for. I simply find the idea of soaring the skies with a true friend to be somewhat romantic.
You could do the same with the proper training. If it pleases you, my prince, I would gladly teach you.
Roland can come to the school to learn hawk riding lessons. It's all coming together. Can you imagine going to school and the king is one of the students?
I trust you will go easy on me.
I can promise no such thing. You must become as ferocious as a hawk yourself if you wish to ride one.
I mean, he already rides a horse, and, you know, what's the difference between a hawk and a horse, you know? They're almost the same thing, right? Charlie.
War broke out soon after that. My promise to teach him is yet unfulfilled.
That would be so sick if Roland just comes swooping in on a hawk.
So I will train. I will fight. Until the skies are no longer clouded by the fires of war. Only then can I rest. Only then can we fly free. Perhaps then, with the wind in our faces, we can forget our stations, our titles, if only just for one moment.
What was that last part? You'll have to speak up.
I don't think she's going to.
Nothing at all. Yes, it's back to training for me.
Starting to, like, fantasize a little bit there, Huette. I see how it'll be. These character stories have been really, really good today. Let's see if I did indeed save the best one for last or not. I'm interested to see what there is going on with Milo.
Oh, just look how you've grown. To think you'd produce such a bounty. And you've flourished as well. I'm so proud of you, my lovelies.
Quite the passionate one, aren't you?
Don't sneak up behind people like that. Hasn't anyone told you it's rude?
Apologies. I was just curious. What are you doing here?
I feel like Anna's way of life is just sneaking up on people. That's kind of her job and what she does.
If you must know, I'm harvesting herbs. I thought I might make them into medicine for the injured.
That would be helpful. Lord Serenoa will be pleased as well.
And I am oh so happy to please. I am quite taken with powerful people. People like Lord Serenoa. You'll tell him I'm doing my best to be useful to him, won't you?
Wait. That plant. It induces paralysis, does it not?
Quite knowledgeable you are. Did you know it can also be used for pain relief?
I mean, if you paralyze the pain away, then, yeah, you don't feel it anymore, right?
Medicine?
Yes, depending on how it's used. And yet, people still try to force plants into one category or another. Good and therefore valuable, or bad and therefore detested.
But sometimes it can be both.
Don't you think? These little ones are neither good nor bad. They just are.
You treat them as if they were your children.
Perhaps it seems strange to care for a plant, which is no more than a tool for making medicines or poisons, but...
What, is this like flashback to when she, like, fell in love with plants, or what? Why are we cutting to a different scene?
Minister Edor, about that experiment. I think we are on the verge of discovering how to better stabilize the subject.
Wait. We are not alone.
Show yourself. Milo, why do you eavesdrop on us?
Don't be upset. As your spy, I thought it behooved me to keep abreast of important information.
Unnecessary. You need only do as I instruct.
That sounds boring.
But that would make me no better than a tool.
Does that displease you? Worry not. I take good care of my tools, so long as they serve me well. But should they act out of line, they will be disposed of.
Ah, what a comforting thing to hear.
Even tools have feelings.
What was that?
Nothing you need concern yourself with. Anyway, I'm certain my herbs will benefit House Wolfort. Please pass on my warmest regards to Lord Serenoa.
Alright, I better be getting a free like influx of medicines and stuff like that in my inventory. If not, this is you're scamming the whole army, Milo. Alright, that was neat. Alright, so I think now we are just to that. I don't think there's any other side stuff going on anywhere. Oh, just kidding. There's something happening over in Hyzant. Let's see what's happening over there. And then we'll get to this one up here. I don't know why I think the one up here is like the main one, but they're all main story stuff.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook.
Ooh.
Deep within the Grand Rosalian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Okay, so Milo did report back. Okay, so it's hard to know exactly where her true allegiance is, because it seems like she's very displeased with a lot of what's happening in Hyzant, but she is still very much with them, so... Alright, so she's the one that's going to let them know.
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers.
Well, sounds like maybe your teachings aren't very good, are they?
The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Good luck. I'm gonna tell everybody.
But how?
Yeah, especially when, like, everybody in Esfrost knows, our group knows, and, I mean, it only takes time for things to get around.
Spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Rosalian mines in Hyzant's name.
Yep, okay.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Yeah, of course they do.
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolfort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor bound to heed the Hierophant's word.
So they want us to join in the invasion? Oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna happen.
But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolfort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
Yeah, that did not last very long. Our tenure with the Saintly Seven is not going to be a very long one, most likely. I mean, who knows? There could be a choice involved, and when there's choices involved in this game, I don't always actually get a choice. So we'll see what direction the story takes us. We got one last little main story thing before the next section of stuff. Let's see what is happening up here.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
Rumor?
That Hyzant intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
Wow, I'm so glad that I actually watched the main stuff in this order, because it actually turned out to be the perfect order. Also, Claire, should I know you? You look somewhat familiar. Okay, I don't remember where you popped up in the story before at all.
So it's reached the consortium then. Is it true?
Yeah, that rumor spread fast. They literally were just talking about raising an army.
King Roland has only just reclaimed the crown city with Hyzant's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Esfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fighting happening at these mines.
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the Consortium continue trading with Hyzant?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolfort's actions from here on will be key to the Consortium's decision.
House Wolfort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now?
Of course, we have to be so important.
I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first.
What a crushing weight we
Lest I
bear.
make any hasty decisions.
Alright, well, I think it might be decision time here very soon.